Hello, friends. I am Chevy. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's fantastic and wonderful. Everything here is great. And Chris asked a question. Well, wait, other Chris, California Chris, not Indianapolis Chris, asked a question in yesterday's video that I want to address today. So we're gonna do that, and then we'll do. So I guess today's like two questions with two Chris's. Two questions with two Chris's. So Chris said, California. We're still in California, Chris. With your love of wood and game design, how have we not gotten a small batch designed Chevy game with custom Chevy-made wood components? This is something that I have been thinking about for a very long time. In 2014, I did a Kickstarter for a card game. At least I think it was 2014. Had a bunch of money left over. I used that money to print a small batch card game that I gave away at Gen Con. I had a frickin' blast doing that. I really loved giving away a free game. And that year I printed 100 of them. The following year I did another free giveaway of a game that I made 150 copies of. That year I had sponsors that helped me print because I couldn't afford to do it on my own. And ever since then, I have wanted to revisit the game giveaway in some way, shape, or form. And one of those thoughts has been, can I make like a simple wood-based game that I can give away? How many could I, can I make a small box dexterity game of some kind, stackable components, whatever? I've been thinking about that for quite a while. I've also been thinking about doing more limited batch games. One of my thoughts was to do a card game where I'm like physically woodblock print all of the cards myself and doing small batches of things. Because I think that ultimately the thing that I liked the most was introducing these limited availability small batch games into the world. I really enjoyed that process. And so I'd like to do something similar, and I've often thought about wood. I've thought, can I make the boxes out of wood? Can I make some of the components out of wood? I don't know yet. I don't know what that's going to look like. But, after Madder Than a Hatter, so Madder Than a Hatter I gave away in 2015, or maybe it was 2016, I kind of stopped designing for 5 years. You guys know that I didn't really design anything until last summer when I started thinking about design again, and I worked on the train game. Which, by the way, I got the new prototype yesterday for the train game, and I love it. I think that I am going to show it to a publisher at Gen Con. I have a publisher who's been asking to see it. I'm going to show it to them. I'm ready to show it to them. So that's cool. But I think that, maybe someday there'll be like the Chevy stackable whatever woodblock game. I don't know. I haven't found out yet what that's going to be. Now, I do have my utilities game, which uses custom-made wooden components. But they're more like I cut dominoes out and put stickers on them, right? Domino-sized pieces or whatever. So it's not really like custom. I mean, it is, but it's not. So I don't know. I think we're going to... I just got to find the inspiration for what it might be. I've never really messed with dexterity games, and I feel like if I'm going to do custom wooden components, it's going to probably be something along those lines, some sort of dexterity game. I just don't know what that is yet. If you have any ideas for me, if you want to collaborate with me on like a small batch game idea that I could make custom components for, let's talk, because it could be fun just to do, here it is. Put it on Kickstarter or probably not Kickstarter anymore. GameFound as a 1 day or as a 100 thing. Okay, so let's hear the other Chris's question for the day. I have not pre-read about this, so we're gonna take this on together in the moment.
Hello, friend. Happy insert day of the week here. Hope you're having a great day. Today's question is West Virginia.
Oh.
I know you were born there, raised there, you traveled the world in the Corps, but you came back home. If you didn't have to be there to take care of your lovely daughters, would you ever move out of state, and why? And I'm not knocking West Virginia. It's a beautiful state. I've been there. I love it. had some good beer, and, well, except for Joe Manson, I would come visit you.
Sorry about that, guy.
Until next time. And one day closer to the best 4 days in gaming.
We are getting close to Gen Con. West Virginia is a very interesting place to live because it is so isolated from the rest of the country. We are not affected by the same economic troubles or even upturns that the rest of the nation faces. It's all kind of a little bit muddier here, and things just kind of continue to work because there's, part of that is because there's not a lot here. I did travel the world. When I was a kid, I absolutely was, I'm leaving this state and never coming back. It's such a shithole, one of those rural kids. But when I left and came back, and what I found out was that I don't think what's out there is for me. That was then. Now, if it wasn't for my kids, would I leave the state? Yes. I think Em and I both have agreed to that. We would both love to maybe go experience different places. I have visited so far one place. Well, that's not true. Maybe 2 places in my travels that I would move to immediately given the opportunity. One of those places is Madison, Wisconsin. I absolutely fell in love with that city visiting there to go to conventions. There's a couple of proto spiels that are held there, as well as one of the distributors has a trade show, and I got to spend time with friends there. I would move there in a heartbeat. I love that city. I love that place. It's such a warm and welcoming and open space. The other one would be the Florida Keys. Florida proper, no. I would never move to Florida proper. I think it's garbage. Not necessarily because of the people, but because of the weather. But the Keys reminded me of my favorite parts of Hawaii, which are, the beach life, scuba diving, fishing, just laid back atmosphere. But I could also drive away from there. It wouldn't cost me thousands of dollars to get on a plane and fly back from Hawaii. So those are the 2 places I've been that I would move to right now, without hesitation. And I think that it's very possible in the not too distant future, Em and I will pick up and go somewhere else. There is not a lot of opportunity here, and I don't know what the future holds for us, but if we're going to We would like to be someplace where there is more opportunity for us as well as others around us, and we'll have to come to that. We'll make that decision when the time comes, but I don't know where it would be or why. But yeah, I love this place, but I'm slowly losing touch with it. I have friends here, and I love my friends here, but it's not like it was when I was early 20s. I had really close friends here that I spent a lot of time with, very often. I don't have those anymore. I have basically one friend here that I spend time with on a regular basis, and that's it. And Em doesn't have any. Like she has no friends here. We're each other's best friends, and we've been that way for 4 years now. But all of her friends left and moved away. As most youth do in this state. So I think it would be good for us to find a place that offers us more opportunity, especially music. We both love live music, so finding some place to go where we can experience and enjoy live music more often would be great. But there's still a lot of comfort in this state. My parents are getting older. Well, my parents are older, so I'm still anchored here to, help them. But I don't know. I don't know where we'd go. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends, wonderful people. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know to sound smart is mordantly. It is an adverb meaning to behave in a negative, malicious, or damaging fashion. The ocean looked dead too. Dead gray waves hissing mordantly along the beach. John Fowles, a British novelist and essayist. Mordantly. M-O-R-D-A-N-T-L-Y. Now that is a very new word to me, and I really like that word. Malicious or damaging fashion. Mordantly. I'm using that one.